For this analysis, I'm going to show you how to do multiple regression using more than one independent or predictor variables to explain or predict a dependent variable. In this case, our variables are social support, temperament, and home environment. What we are going to look at in this analysis is to see how these variables predict or explain a child's development. And the child's development is based on a rating scale score. This analysis is done the same way as simple linear regression, when we have one independent and one dependent variable. So in this case, I'll go to Analyze, Regression, and Linear. And then I'm going to move development. That's my dependent variable, the variable that I'm attempting to explain with my independent variables, into the dependent box. And I'll move social support, temperament, and home environment into the independent box. Then for my statistics, I want to get my descriptive statistics. And that will give me the mean and the correlations between the variables. Then the regression coefficient estimates, that's already checked, and you need to have that for a regression equation. And then I'll click Continue. Those are the only things that we need to have checked in any of the boxes and any of the option areas for the regression analysis. We also want to make sure that our method is enter. You notice there's a pull-down box that allows you to choose different types of regression analysis. For this analysis, we're going to use enter, and what that means is all the independent variables, social support, temperament, and home environment, are entered into the analysis at once. And so we click on OK. And this is our output. We can see that we get the means and the standard deviations for each of our variables. And we also get the correlation matrix. So the Pearson correlations between development and social support, for example, is 0.899. And development and temperament is 0.582. And home environment and development is 0.776. Our model summary tells us our R and our R squared value. So in this case, R squared is 0.86 or 0.87. So 87% of the variance, or 87% of development, is explained by the linear combination of social support, temperament, and home environment. We also see our ANOVA summary table, and in this case, we see that our analysis is significant. And what this means is that this linear combination of social support, temperament, and home environment is predicting or explaining a significant proportion of the development scores beyond chance levels. Then in this table, this is our coefficient table. So we can see our constant is negative 8.303. Our unstandardized beta coefficient for social support is 0.447, for temperament 0.291, and for home environment 0.563. And so these are the coefficients that we would use to create our regression equation for this particular analysis. Also notice that we have significance levels associated with each of the unstandardized coefficients. So in this case, we see that social support is a significant indicator or predictor of developmental level. And home environment also significantly predicts development. In other words, social support explains a significant amount of development as well as home environment. We see that temperament is not a significant predictor of the development score. Thank you.